Right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm going to be doing my greenhouse tour today, and I'm going to show you practically everything in here. Some of the carnivorous plants I'll kind of go through a little bit quicker because there's so many individual ones. But I'm going to give you the full tour, so this may be a long video. Hopefully it'll be about 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to show you everything, and everything's grown quite a lot, and yeah, I guess I'll get straight on with it. So I hope you guys enjoy. Right, so starting at the entrance, I have my cucumbers growing up here, and then I've got the spearmint here. So if we look through, this is obviously filled the trellis entirely. You see a bit of a better look there. It's completely covered in flowers, both male and female. Here you see like the cucumbers starting to grow. They're very small at the moment, but there are a lot of them everywhere, so hopefully soon we'll see some growth on these guys, because I've been trying to look through and there's none that are like that big yet, but there's a lot that are growing. So yeah, and it's starting to grow all the way up to the top as predicted. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to extend that trellis without damaging some of it, but maybe I can build some sort of frame up here that kind of carries it, continues up on the roof. But we'll see how that goes. And then down here I have my cucumbers, which are really spindly at the moment. They're quite small still, and I've only just staked them up today because they were leaning over, but we've got a few fruit on here. And these were, I believe they were money maker, so not too many at the moment, but the ones that are there are looking really healthy. A couple of flowers did drop off here, but yeah, they're looking good. Oh, and there's a little cucumber over here as well. But yeah, they've got a lot of growing space, so they're going to go all the way up to the top obviously. And then down here I've got my coleus, my really nice smelling coleus, and this has put on a lot of growth. I'm not really sure what the flowers are going to be like on this, but again, I'm not really growing it for the flowers, I'm growing it for like the smell of the foliage. So really interesting plant, not much of a looker, but I mean the texture is really cool, so I guess it looks nice in that respect. I've got my Rudbeckia here, so these are Rudbeckia Cherokee Sunset. These are the orange variety, so they've got like a really orange and burgundy flower, and a couple of them are coming into flower. I did pot them into bigger pots, well not this one still needs repotting, but let me try and show you. You can see at the bottom they're shooting up loads of new side shoots, so they should, I've grown these from seed. This is the second year I've grown these from seed, and they spread so quickly. Like by the end of 1 year you have a very well established plant with multiple flowering stems, and for perennials that's pretty good. So like this one, these are all the same age. This one's looking a bit yellower, and that's why I put it in a bigger pot. But you see here there's three flowering stems already, and these were only grown this year from seed. So it's going to be interesting to see what colour they come out, because obviously they're supposed to be the Cherokee Sunset, but I think I got them, did I get them? I got them from I'm sure they were really cheap seeds, so I'm not sure, but fingers crossed. I like Rudbeckias anyway, so and then here, this Rudbeckia is one of the petalless Rudbeckias. I'll try and insert a picture, but I just think they look so interesting, so I've got one of those. It's had a bit of damage, but the leaves are looking very, very healthy, and they're a lot less hairy than these ones. I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see the hairs on there, and then these are a lot less, but yeah. So I've got quite a nice bunch of Rudbeckias there. Here we have some sedum. These were cuttings, but they're well rooted now and they're growing nicely. I'm not sure of the variety, but we're in this, because they're only in my greenhouse, like they've been under all the other plants, they've not been getting as much light as they need. So when they do get intense light, they turn a bright red colour. So yeah, they're really, really nice. And then here I have a bowl of, they were cuttings, but now they've all rooted, so you can see there's some of that same sedum there. Majority sedums, crassula, that sort of thing. And yeah, they're all looking really good, and they've all rooted, so there's a lot of different varieties in there. What else do we have? We have here, these are my hellebore seedlings. I want to move them, but they've rooted into the ground, so I'm going to leave them there for a little bit longer. They are starting to show some signs of stress, so I'll probably pot them into bigger pots and then see how they go. Here I have some lilies. These are one of the giant varieties, but I only kept them in small pots. So yeah, I don't know if they're rooted into the ground. Yeah, they probably are. So I'm going to keep them in here for this year and then plant them out next year. Right, and then over the back here I have my bog planter. So down here I've got some Venus flytraps. These are just typical variety. Oops, sorry about that. This is just a typical variety, and you can see it just exploded. There was only one in there last year, and then it kind of almost died off, and then now it has exploded into like 20 separate plants, which is really good. We have a little Drosera down there. I don't know if you can see it just there. A little Drosera that probably is a Capensis, which is really cool. And I put some sphagnum moss in there to try and establish well and retain more of the moisture, because this pot does dry out fairly quickly. And then we have the Sarracenia in here, which are kind of the showstoppers. This variety, I'm uncertain of the name. No, it's not coming to me, this name. But it's a Sopery cross, I believe, something Sopery. And then we have down here the Tygo, Sarracenia Tygo. And this one this year has not grown very well. Like, it has grown so many leaves and very, very small pitchers, but last year it grew like fewer leaves and huge pitchers. But it's still looking nice, and it's hopefully going to look a lot better next year. But really, really interesting. Looking healthy, really healthy. So yeah, it definitely fills the pot out. And the flower on this has finished, and there's a seed pod in there. You see that huge bulbous bit. So hopefully we'll get some seeds from that. Right, and then just to the right here we've got the Dahlias, the Sam Hopkins Dahlias, and these are just incredible. All grown really, really well, and they are just huge. The size of that is just amazing. And it's strange, none of them this year have come through with the white petal, but yeah, they just look so nice. They'd make great cut flowers as well. I don't know how long they'd last, but they'd look amazing in a display. Definitely like a centerpiece. Yeah, so they are huge, and they're literally about like 4.5 foot, 5 foot tall. And then moving over here, I have a piece of bamboo coming up inside the greenhouse. So I'm going to need to get rid of that down there. And then over here I have my Apuntia there, and then my cactus planter, and they're all doing really well. Don't seem to be stressed at all about like the move. Yeah, so they're all doing absolutely fine, and they have a lot more space to grow now. And then here is my variegated aloe arborescens, and you can see down there it's growing a little pup, which is really good. I do need to give that a water. I haven't watered that in a couple of weeks, but it's just put on so much growth, and the leaves are so fleshy now and stiff, and that's just, you can see the coloration on there, really, really nice. I love that one so much. That was a really, really good find. And then I've got all my carnivorous plants. So down here, you may not be able to see any, but they are some Venus flytrap seedlings. So you can see there's one like there. They're just dotted around, and they take a very long time to establish. So I planted those in, what's that, April? So yeah, still got a long while for them to come up. Well, the majority of them to come up. And then over here, so we've got the Venus flytraps. So red piranha, phalanx, what's that? The fused tooth there. Dentate. The microdent, so it's got tiny, tiny teeth. Jaws smiley. Then we've got the green wizard. The red scamp, which is a new one to me, and that looks really cool. My spider here. And then bristles at the back. There's just a lot. Oh, and then we have the pygmy sundews. So these are Drosera rosanna, and then we have Drosera scorpioides down here. which are looking amazing. If I try and get a better picture of that, you just see how those traps look. They're really, really cool. And then here is another dentate, although we're questioning whether this may be a dentee because they're slightly different. And then we have my B52 here, which has taken some stress from flowering. You can see the traps are a little bit deformed, but the flowers are all growing really well. Majority have finished now, and me and my friend have done a lot of cross-pollinating, so that's why all the strings are tied on here, so we could tell which one was crossed with what. But yeah, this is what the flowers look like. They're very simple flowers but quite delicate. This is the green sawtooth. Then we've got the Dracula here. You can see the little line on the edge. Yeah, so that's the majority of those. We have some Sarracenia here. This is Wary Eye, and they're quite young at the moment, so the traps haven't formed fully. And then we have some more Wary Eye here. These are the Wary Eye Chatham Giant, and they have the copper lids, and there's a lot more copper, but they look really, really good. In the back we have Drosera binata. This is the dictoma, something like that. I keep forgetting that name. And then there's a random Verbena bonariensis cutting there that's growing, and I just need to move that out of here. But these are all flowering as well. I haven't been pollinating any of those. I may as well just cut them off really. A lot more of those Droseras there. And then we have my majority of my Sarracenias here. So this one needs staking out because it was new and it had quite a small root ball. So I need to stake that one up and allow it to fully root in. Down here I have a Drosera regia. Nope, Drosera Adelaide, sorry. I wish it was a regia. But this has just exploded from the centre, so there's a lot of plants in there. My Cephalotus follicularis there with a lot of flytrap seedlings around it, and a Drosera rosanna. And this Cephalotus actually flowered, and I've been collecting the seeds off of there, debating on whether I'm going to grow them or not, or give them away, give them to a friend or something. Here we have the Drosera filiformis. These are all looking a little bit like they're kind of reaching the end, and they're probably gonna they kind of look really good when they first start, and then they get messy, and then they kind of go into dormancy, and that's about it. In the back we have a Sarracenia purpurea. I'll just show you quickly just like my favourite couple of Sarracenias instead of going through all of them. So this is Sarracenia Linda Butt, and the colours on that are incredible. It has the really white and purple lid. It's got quite a big lip as well, and it just looks really nice. That's a new one to me. I only bought that maybe a month ago at a push. And then here I have my Sarracenia minor Waycross Georgia, which has incredible colours on there. Looking really, really nice. Just 2 traps on that, and it's got that lovely hood. And then here we have, this one is a Sarracenia flava maxima, and they are just the plain green flava, and just that colour. I love that they've just got that one plain colour. I think it looks really effective. And then down here I have loads of Venus flytrap propagations. Well, these are like the offshoots, so these are all bristletooth. Then I have my main Capensis there. He has a couple of aphids on him, which I need to go through and get those off, but he looks really nice. It's advised not to grow in terracotta pots, so I wouldn't advise you to do it. But you can see the moss growing in the bottom of that terracotta pot. I think that looks really cool. So, and it seems to be doing okay. It doesn't look the best, but it does look really, really established in there. And then we've got the Drosera spatulata giant forms. We have the Pinguiculatinas, and this one especially is doing great. So these were leaf pullings that I took, and that one's exploded and it's growing some really nice big leaves now. So that looks so nice in that little pot, doesn't it? Yeah, they grow really big, the Tinas. Here's my other Tina. It was in my it was in my bedroom for a long time, and then I moved it out here, and it kind of took some shock, and it kind of went down to quite a small rosette, but hopefully it'll pick back up. And there's a Weezer, which was a pulling as well, and that has obviously done the same thing as that one. You see they don't look too good right now, but there's an aphid on there. Let me try and get that off. There we go. Here's some more pullings here that are just hardening off. And yeah, this little guy looks really good. This is a Weezer, and you can tell the difference between the Weezer and the Tina. This is a lot more pink. And there's a tiny little Rosanna in there too. Doesn't that just look so nice? You just wanna. It looks like a little sweet, like a little jelly sweet. Yeah, looks really nice with the moss growing in there as well. So they are looking really good. We've got some more spatulata. Yeah, so that's the majority of the carnivorous plants on here. You can see it's just like it's so full up the bench, but it does look really good, and they are so interesting to look through and just see what different varieties there are. I have some more varieties in the post currently coming out for delivery. They should be here in a couple of days, so I'll do an unboxing video of those. Just another quick brief look over. I don't know where that pot came from. That's not mine, so it must have come from the neighbour's house. Yeah, but the potatoes are still all under here, and they do need removing. I've kind of been just snapping the tops off as they get higher than the bench, but these are all ready to harvest now, so I could go through and harvest them. So maybe I'll do that in another video today. Just dig them all out and see what we can uncover. And then I remembered as well, I've got my Ophiopogons down there. Let me grab one, because they've really been enjoying it back there with the low light. So they have grown so much, and the roots coming through the bottom, they're really healthy looking, and they seem to just really be loving that low light. So maybe from that I will take that they will grow better in the shadier part of my garden. But they're just beautiful, and I bought that as one plant and divided it into 4 or 5. Yeah, so here's all of them together, and you can just see they have put on so much new growth, and they've all rooted really, really well. So yeah, they're ready to plant out now, and that was just one plant when I first bought it. I think I paid £7 for it, about that. Divided it into all this, and now obviously it's going to spread a lot quicker, and I can fill a bigger gap now that they're all separate plants. Yeah, so I think that is everything, so I'll just turn the camera around. Right, so that was everything, and that went a little bit quicker than I anticipated. But yeah, everything's looking really good, everything's doing great, and it looks really cool from this angle, having everything behind me. I'd love to get a bigger greenhouse and get everything more spread out. Well, I'd probably end up filling it up more. But yeah, that's everything for now. Everything. I didn't show this greenhouse last month, so we missed June, and this is July now. So yeah, you guys are gonna see the drastic change. So hopefully this is quite interesting for all of you. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and let me know what your favourite thing was that you saw today. And please leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I appreciate every single one of you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.